Auntie.
Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of the Auntie Chronicles. Today I have two very special ladies here with me, my two sisters, and I have played a role in both of their lives as an auntie for their kids. So we just wanted to have the recipients on the show to talk about the importance of aunties. So y'all ladies want to introduce yourselves?
I will go first. My name is Krystal. I have two kids that she's a lovely aunt to. I am, 20, 28 now? Yeah, I'm 28.
You're not 28.
Yeah, I lied. I'm 29.
No, I'm about to say.
I'm 29, I lied. Yeah, and I was blessed with two beautiful kids that she has played a very important role in. She's helped with birthday parties. She's helped with picking up the kids from school when I couldn't. She's helped with just being the moral support that the kids needed when I couldn't be there. And she's very appreciated. Very appreciated.
Thank you. Sis.
Well, my name is Rose Krystal. They call me Rose. And I have one child that's equivalent to 5. And she has been auntie to all 5 of his personalities. No, all 5 of him, right, in one. And I mean, just last week, right? I'm like, call your auntie. Call your auntie. She has been auntie mom because she basically really is the baby daddy. She the baby daddy. She the auntie. She the baby daddy. And she does play like a pivotal role in me and my child's life. Like from the time he was born. She took on that role and did amazing with him and just she's the one that polices his TikTok. I have no idea what's going on in that. All right. And she's been so great. Like she's been so awesome in just being there for me in the time of need for him and that my child. So I don't know. I could go on and on this auntie over here and the impact that she has on just our lives in general. I don't know probably if I would have survived parenthood without an auntie. I don't think it was going to be possible. He probably would not still be alive. You keep him alive.
I am glad that I have been able to be instrumental in both of your lives. So I definitely want to talk about the whole idea of a tribe and why you guys feel like it's important and necessary to have that. Not everybody does. And I'm grateful and blessed to be able to be that for you guys. Even when times when I just felt like, why are they calling me? I do not feel like it today. I do not feel like children today. But I show up because I love y'all. So how has having a tribe been beneficial for you aside from the kid, just for you and your mental and your physical in your life? How has having that support system been helpful?
You need that support system. I know for me it's definitely mental health, right? Because when you're dealing with even just one child, I don't understand how people have more than one. I don't. With my one, okay, I have gone through so much, just even emotionally, right? I know when he was first born, I was always checking to make sure he was alive. Like literally, right? And I remember I had postpartum really bad. My postpartum was really bad. So I needed that time where I was childless, right? And who would do that? But Auntie would come, get him and take him places that I don't want to do. I don't want to go to the park and I don't want to go to Chuck E. Cheese. She be going to all types of places, and at those times, I'm able to regroup. Right? I'm able to take that time to feel like me just for that moment before I'm mommy again.
Right.
You know, because if you are taking care of your children the way that you're supposed to take care of your children, you have all types of responsibilities that you bypass yourself. You don't think of yourself. You go to the store, you know everything that your child need, but don't know that you need to get something for your time that's about to come up. But bought everything else, right? And then when that time of the month comes, you know, you're like, oh, that's what I went to the store for. Like you went to the store for yourself, but came out with everything except that, right? And so those times when you come in and you know, you take them and you are able to spend that time that I know you're just spending to us, well, to me, is a little bit of freedom. Like I feel from like, oh, it's freedom. But the freedom comes in just being able to recalibrate, you know, being able to maybe wash yourself really good because you're not rushing, right? And trying to get back to that baby, or, you know, you don't have any disturbance. You could probably cook the food a little bit more with care, and you could care for yourself. It's needed as a woman, period. Okay, so when you have that time, it's just something that it's probably unexplainable, right? But it's the time for you that you have, even if it's just for a moment.
Right. I agree with you 100%, Rose. So for me, you know, I didn't know I was going through postpartum depression until my daughter was like 1.5. So it was really rough, but Bernice was always the one to tell me, Krystal, you gotta go to therapy. You gotta go to therapy. You have to take care of yourself. And she was, you know, she was very important in my role with Ruby's birth, with Ruby's everything, because I had Saya, and Saya wanted to be held and loved on just as much as Ruby. And I'm sitting there trying to do both, and I feel so guilty because I have these two kids, and I can only give 50-50 attention to either one of them. And she came in and was just like, well, we're going to take this one off your hands so you can handle this one. Let's go to church. And I'm like, thank you so much. I have to deal with one of them.
I remember I was in college, and this one right here called me. It was like towards the end of the semester. And this was the conversation. Bernice, come get your child. I'm like, what? She's like, I cannot do this. Come get your child. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna come to Philly, and she had his bags packed.
Did I?
Yes.
Was he all the way packed?
He was all the way packed. And she was like, I think she was like, I'm going to Jamaica for the next 2 months. And I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on here. Like, so I'm about to have him for 2 months. And I remember I was like, we gonna have to fix. She was like, she gave me legal guardianship, like signed papers, gave me his social security, his birth certificate. She gave me everything. And I remember going up to IUP, because that's where I went. And I'm like, I gotta figure out this childcare thing, because I had a job and I was taking like a summer class. And I'm like, all right, so let me go get CCIS, which is childcare, through the state. So I got CCIS. Put him in childcare, then had to go to class, you know, go to work, pick him up, do stuff with him, cook. And I'm just like, how do people do this? And I did it I think I did it 3 years in a row. And it was like...
Because that was another time.
Yes.
The Jamaica was another time. Yeah, because you took him. I remember when I asked you to take him, and... when I asked him to take him, I was starting that business. I also was working.
I don't know.
And I was trying to do, so it was just like too much. Yeah, and I said, come. I don't know why I thought you had time, though.
I did not have time.
I don't know why you thought. I thought that you were capable.
And that's the thing. Like when being that sister that's not married and I don't have kids and being single, like people think you got all the time in the world to do everything. And I remember one time, I don't know where you were or why Josiah was at the house with Mummy, and Mummy was like, well, my mom, she's like, you need to come get your nephew because I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work too. But my job is not as important because I live at home.
Not at all.
I don't have any kids and I don't have the responsibility that they do. So, just, screw your job. You don't gotta go to work today. Watch the kid. And be like, hold up. Let me see if I even got time to take off work. But it was, like looking back, I'm like, yo, I really was like a single mom. Like I was really doing
you single with us. You was single mom with us.
And didn't even realize. And I'm like, Bernice, it's so many different times you could have just said no.
I mean, because now that you break it down, I'm like, yo, for real. She was in college.
I was.
I think it also goes with you being little sis with me as well. Like, I'm going to tell you to do something. I think it's almost kind of cultural. Like, when somebody older tell you to do something, you do it, right? Regardless of like what you got going, whether you want to or not. I think that's that. I think I have a little bit more privileged because I'm like, yo, I need her. How many years I passed saying, hey, Bernice, do this.
Oh my God.
And then you got to do it, right? But you don't even expect to say, hey, can you? I don't even think it was just like.
No, there was never a can you.
Yeah.
It was always, Bernice, come get your nephew. And for me, like, I am very sensitive for children. And I don't ever want a child to have to suffer, or not even like suffer in the sense of like abuse or anything, but even just be without because mom isn't like capable mentally or emotionally in that period. And for me, that's what I always looked at. I'm like, she just had a kid. At that point, I had never been pregnant, nothing. So, but I've heard about postpartum depression and how it can get and how people really be on some like killing their kids because they got postpartum.
I was just about to say, you just didn't want him to die. You just was like, let's keep him alive. That's what it was.
I didn't want him to die. I really wanted him to, experience like the good life. So yeah, we went to the aquarium. We went to
the museum. I needed a break. She's just, hey, what are the kids doing? Get them dressed. I'm on my way to come get them.
Even when you don't need a break.
Right, but
just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's just so appreciated because you didn't even know you needed the break until they're gone, and you're like,
oh yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I can breathe.
I can breathe for a minute.
Yes.
I remember a specific time having a conversation with Krystal, and I'm like, Krystal, you need to just have a moment to yourself. Like, I am very big on personal time. Like, and I think that's part of the reason why I don't have kids yet. Because that whole sense of personal time, like, it gets, I guess, it's null and void. Like, it's not there anymore. Like,
right.
It's the kid. You got shit. And y'all know I do not like my seafood. Remember that time me and you was hiding our seafood from the kids?
We have literally sat in the car and ate food.
How do y'all do that? I don't have the heart to do that.
Our kids, like, bro, I'm not going in here until I eat some of this, and I'm not sharing tomorrow.
Oh my goodness! How do you? I still have not been able to do that. I feel so guilty.
Listen, me and Chris,
I could do like a piece of candy.
I feel guilty now, but like back in the day, no.
Parents do these things.
Yes,
they eat without their children.
Yes.
God, I need to like muscle up. Like, are you feeling bad?
I remember one time, particularly, we were sitting in the dining room. And we started like eating and cracking the crabs and stuff, and the kids came running down. We put the food back in our bag so fast.
Oh my God! Look at y'all.
We sat there like we were talking, and they like, "What you guys doing?" Nothing.
Yo.
So it's so funny because I have all of these like moments, like parent moments, and you guys have really exposed me to that world. So it kind of helped shape me, and I'm like, okay, I know. Since I've never been a parent, I don't know what it's going to be like exactly. But I have some kind of like idea of, all right, I'm watching y'all, I'm seeing what y'all go through. All right, now I don't want to do that. Okay, yes, I'm going to do that. I'm gonna make sure I do that a little bit more. So you
got her trials and tribulations.
I mean, she got her contraceptive.
Right.
She got. Every time she got baby fever, she'd be like, Rose, can I borrow this? What's it? She was like, cause I feel like having a baby. Just one day with him will help me right now. And so, like, yeah.
Ruby, the mouth on that little girl nowadays, she'll say anything.
Listen,
Ruby is by far my biggest birth control right now.
really? Cause she a girl. That's them girls.
Girl, sometimes be about to make me lose my religion. The other day, me and Ruby were sitting here talking, and we're talking about driving to Georgia. Mind you, she's never drove to Georgia, ever. So she tells me
when she was a baby, but
she told me it takes 2 days to drive to Georgia. I'm like, no, it doesn't. I drove to Georgia in 12 hours. And she's like, no, Auntie, because Bella, which is one of her cousins, Bella told me she went to sleep twice and woke up and was still in the car, so that was 2 days.
That was 2 days. Yes.
So I'm like, no, I just did it. You know what I'm saying? So I know it doesn't take 2 days. It takes 12 hours. She was like, no, Auntie, it doesn't. I'm telling you. I'm like, you don't even know. She was like, I do. I'm like, but I was like, why am I
Why are you going back and forth?
Like,
Yeah.
Why am I even having this conversation with you? I am not having this conversation with you. Goodbye. And I got up and I like walked away from her because it was just like.
I swear she need to be on a debate team.
Really? Yeah. Put her on there.
This girl will lie with a straight face, okay, and she will not know the answer. She's the type of person. This says Fenty Beauty Cream, right? She the type of person that'll say, this is Maybelline. It clearly does not say that. But she's going to argue you that is what this is. This is Maybelline.
That's probably why I mean, she was like, when I told you about that line, I was like, what do you mean? I'm not lying. she thought she was talking to Ruby. I was like, right.
I thought she was.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Ruby she is a piece of work. I do love that girl.
I feel like because we were so close when I was pregnant with her, she has like a lot of your traits. Because in the morning, when she doesn't eat, when she just wakes up, she just looks at people like, get out my face.
No, she is a bird. That's what day she's having her moves like her auntie.
Yeah,
that she
is a replica of me.
Yeah, she is. She does. I'm like,
I always say like Ruby and Saya are my kids. They just created them.
Yes, because Ruby is totally you. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Maybe that's why me and her like clash so much because we're so much alike. Because me and Mommy, we had our moments. So we used to clash.
Yeah, she's just like her, like you. Like every time with her, I'm just thinking of you, like.
So
Bernie's.
Y'all have nieces and nephews, obviously. How do you interact with your nieces and nephews? I'm
trash. I'm not a good auntie at all. I am a trash when it comes to aunties. Being an auntie, I'm not. Maybe it's because I have my own. I'm always far too. Anyway, I'm always on some excursion or whatever the case may be. So I try, like, if you don't be like, I think you gotta be like, yo, it's Simon's birthday. It's Ruby's birthday. If I don't get that text from you, I'm probably not gonna know. And then I still forget. And you told me that day, right? So, and I try to make it like I've been there like on birthday because you throw the parties and stuff like that. Right. So I'll be there, and I catch them when they with you. So
everybody catches it.
Yeah, I catch my niece and nephew with you, and I would not call Krystal. If I need something for the kids, for my own niece and nephew, I'm gonna call you. Even for Peggy's kids, right? If I need anything, or like baby mama, I'm like Bernice, call such and such. So I'm not auntie at all. I'm just, I don't know what to call myself because the way that I interpret, and then they know me. Cause I'll be surprised they know me. She'd be like, like I was talking, she was like, hey, Auntie Rose. I was like, you know me? Oh my God, like it's even when I hear the word auntie, it's strange to me sometimes. So I know, I'm not a mom. I'm not really truly an auntie unless they're in my vicinity, right?
So
They
most
had
of
to.
mine live out of state, so I don't have the pleasure. I've met one of them for my dad's funeral, and he literally almost took the Jesus out of me. He went like this to my face, and I was like, "Yo!"
How old was he?
He is, I think, 4 or 5.
Okay.
But he has autism. Bless his
Oh,
heart.
okay.
And I love him to death. He's a sweetheart. He'll come on the phone with me when I talk to my brothers. And then my other brother has 2 kids, and my other brother has 2 kids, but I have never gotten to meet them. I'm trying to get them to come out here for my current baby shower, but they probably won't bring the kids. And everybody lives in Michigan, so it's like, when am I gonna get the chance to go to Michigan and meet y'all?
Right.
So I try to go through my brothers, but most of my brothers don't answer and don't put their kids on the phone. So I'm just like, okay, I'll just be an auntie from afar. I'll comment under pictures. Hey, handsome!
The beauty of social media.
Yes.
Yeah.
For that, I would not know what my nieces and nephews look like.
Oh wow.
None of that.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you think it's because like maybe we have children? Like I don't know if not that I know of. Like if you have children that you're like a real aunt or uncle. You understand?
Why would you not be a real aunt or uncle?
Not in the sense of the
She
word.
said
I'm just
because
talking
we're
about.
so focused on our own kids
That we
we're
don't
not
really give out
trying to
to.
give out the energy to the other kids, because it's like our energy has to go to our own kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
is that
you.
how it goes?
I'm trying to think. Like I'm trying to even think of like other friends that I have. Like I have friends that have other siblings that have their own kids, and you don't really hear too much of the kids going with that aunt, but the single one, yes.
Yeah.
The single one, yes. Like
Shout out to my fellow single aunties.
yes, they're the real aunties.
Yeah,
they're like auntie moms.
Even Dom's fiance, she has 2 twin nieces, and she gets them all the time. But I completely doubt that when she has her own kids, she's gonna have time for them the way she has.
All I
time
know
for them.
is that when I have my kids, first of all, probably by the time I have my kids, y'all kids could babysit my kids.
Yes, because
But y'all-
yes. Look, I'm already like, don't call me. I'm not going to be you. Okay.
I need that same, and that is like my biggest like concern right now. Like when I do have children, like are the recipients of my awesome auntiness going to reciprocate?
No,
like
because
we
you're going to be
don't
home
want-
now.
I feel like
So we're going to send our kids. Now, you're really going to be home because, like in the beginning,
So you're going to send your kid to my house when I have my kids?
because you're going to be home now.
See,
So this never ends?
Now you really have time because now you have your own. And so,
you're just gonna add more stress to her.
no, I mean, the older ones could help.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel
I
like
ain't got-
Ruby is gonna be super helpful because
Right.
she's just,
She's helpful now.
exactly. So she's literally
She's
super-
helpful now with her big brother.
Yes. Oh my God. She is her brother's lawyer, his confidant,
Bodyguard.
everything.
Okay.
And it goes the same way for Saya. If somebody messes with Ruby, he's right there to
Right.
to don't touch my sister.
And you know what? And I always say like when I do finally have kids, I want to do them like y'all did. You know what I'm saying? Back to back. Because Ruby and Saya's relationship is just, I absolutely love it. Like, I didn't understand how they could do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Saya was barely off the titty when Ruby came.
I don't either.
No, honest to God.
I don't know. But watching them grow together, watching them, the way they feed off of each other,
Right.
the way they care about each other. Like when we go out, like say I might go out with Ruby or I might just go out with Saya, they're always like, Auntie, I need to get something for Ruby, or Auntie, I need to get something for Saya, or oh, Saya would like this, or Ruby would like this. I remember taking Ruby to the zoo, and Saya was in school. This is before Ruby went to school. Saya was in school. I took Ruby and Bella to the zoo, and She was like, Auntie, is Saya home from school yet? And I'm like, yeah, he might be. Can you FaceTime? So every animal that we went to,
Oh my God, she had to show him.
Saya so she could show Saya the tiger and the zebra. And I'm like, is this gonna be the whole entire? You know what? We might as well just stay on FaceTime because I'm not gonna keep calling your brother. But I love that relationship that they have. So I'm like,
Saya will be with Grandpa, Papa, and Ruby will be with me. And matter of fact, it's the opposite way. Ruby's with Papa and Saya's with me. And I'll be like, all right, well, Ruby's gonna stay the night because she's sleeping. He literally almost busted into. I want Ruby to come with us.
Aww.
And I'm just like, but all right,
come on.
Now I gotta pick up Ruby to take her to the car, and Daddy's like, just leave her here. And I'm like, but Saya wants her to come with.
Not gonna sleep.
Wow.
And he's not gonna sleep. He's literally gonna cry all night. Like he will literally tear up. What Ruby?
Oh wow, that's nice.
I love like Ruby and Saya do not play about.
I know that perspective, not.
Ruby was supposed to go to a sleepover at one of her new friend's house named Salima, and literally when she found out Saya could not go, she did not want to go no more.
Yeah, so she didn't go?
She did not go.
Oh wow.
Saya wasn't going. She was like, I do not want to go no more.
Oh wow.
She's like, I have no problem going over there to play, but if my brother can't stay the night, nope.
Wow.
And I love that.
They are inseparable.
Yeah.
Dynamic.
It gets on your nerves sometimes, but it's the greatest relationship because you know that no matter what, they're never gonna not have each other's back.
Mhm.
They always got
Yeah.
And I love to see it. I love to be a part of it. Like it's funny to me when they do certain things, but it's like this is how siblings should be.
Right.
You know, I have many siblings, and we all have our own individual relationships or lack thereof. But when I see that, I'm like, they're being raised right because they always got each other's back. And I just hope that they stay that way forever because, you know. So what I guess leads into you guys trusting your kids to go out?
Go out with who?
Just go out. Just like being able to release. And let your kids
Well, I don't release my kids to go out with nowhere. Right. I don't. I mean, my list is very short. Very short. It really is. I don't think even with my mom when she was like, you know, I did have folks. I was like, this baby keep crying. I see why mothers kill their babies. She was like, bring the child over. I went with her. I said, you taking him, you gotta take with me. Like, so we came over and spent the weekend, right? Because she was like, send the baby. But then again, I sent him with you for a whole while, how many years, you know? So it's not easy. Even now, like, he's older, for him to go somewhere, it's like, Rose, I'm scrutinized.
He's
what?
14.
I know.
I need you to let him go a little bit.
Girl, look. The other day, I was like trying to look. The other day, let me tell you how I know he grown now, right? So the other day, I'm like trying to play some mitas to, you know, put up his desk and his chair because he got this desk chair. I'm working, all I hear zzz, zzz, zzz. Actually, video it. I'm gonna post. I come out, he putting up his chair by himself. I said, oh, that's what we doing now? You're a big boy now. You can put up your own chair. Okay. I mean, listen, you forget. You forget that they you know that they don't need you to be doing stuff like.
Hold up. First of all, when he walked in the room, hey, Auntie.
I mean, look, you don't always, like, certain things, like, okay, you could get your own food. Just because he sound like a grown man, that don't mean, like I said, and then we're always thinking that he's older than he is.
Yeah, right. He's very mature.
From the time I sometimes, so it's like an oxymoron, because sometimes I forget you're just a child. Okay, we can't even be talking about this conversation like we had that mommy conversation like you need somebody. Did I tell you about that conversation? He said, and he wasn't even 14. He was probably like 10, 11, not even 10. And he said, Mom, I don't ever see nobody come over here, right? I know you like to have fun with me, right? But you might need a friend or something. Like, I can't be the only person you talk to. And he probably was tired of me. He was like, look, you going to have a friend. And then he said, and then what you going to do when you want to have fun in the bed? I said, what's fun in the bed? What is that? He said, you know what y'all grown ups do fun in the bed. I don't know what y'all do, but y'all do something in the bed that you can't do with me. Okay. So he was like, so you're going to need fun in the bed, right? He said it just like that. You're going to need fun in the bed, and then you want to talk to a grown up, because I'm not a grown up. And I was like, how old?
He's always been very wise. I can't remember what was going on. This is when I lived with Mommy.
Mm-hmm.
And Ruby and Saya, it was Ruby, Saya, and Josiah. They were all in the house. And I remember I was in the dining room, sitting on the floor in the dining room with my back up against the wall. And I remember Josiah walking in, and Ruby, I have a picture. It's Ruby on one side, Josiah on the other side. And Josiah was like, Auntie, everything is going to be okay. It's always going to be okay because you always figure it out. And I remember, like, who are you?
Yeah.
How old are you? Like, he's always been very wise. But he's 14 year old.
Yeah, but on that perspective, I get it.
To let go a little bit.
Wait, listen, on that perspective, I get it. Like I told you, it was just like, oh, okay, so you can't do this. I mean, you got a whole drill set. You got a whole toolkit. And then so I was just like, dang, you are like, because you don't know what the age group is, like what you're supposed to be able to do at the age group. I mean, Kamoy, she about to come by herself. I was like, who's going to take it? Yes.
Okay.
I forget.
Bro.
These people are grown folks, okay? These people are grown folks.
So, 17.
No, because I was like, when I was 17, I was going to New York by myself on the bus. But I guess, like, now you just don't, like, the time.
Yeah, that's your mom?
Huh? No, it's not even, because my mommy ain't want me to go. And she was like, no, you can't go. It's like, Daddy had to help me out with that.
You were doing it, so why are you?
Well, I'll be just like, Mommy, I'm overbearing, and so what? I don't care. I'm not ashamed. But look, he was putting a whole, he put his desk up too. Okay, I was like,
let the boy.
It shows you how well you raised him to be an independent man.
Oh, don't try to pacify me that how you raised him all nice. He was like, yo.
He had conversations with me, and I'd be like, Josiah.
I just.
But you can't stunt that. You have to continue.
I'm not stunting it. It's just that I don't realize it's happening. I went from.
Rose, you can't stunt it. You have to allow it to happen. Give him room to grow so that he ain't gonna start hiding stuff from you.
Mm-hmm. I do give him room to grow.
I do police. I police the TikTok that I do.
Girl, he got 2,000 followers.
That's not a lot on TikTok.
I mean, but that's what you doing on TikTok. See, you supposed to have like 2 or 3. Like how you have 2,000 followers?
Because people like when he posts.
Why he only needs 2 or 3 followers?
I mean, that's what you do when you're a kid and you're just like posting whatever. What is he posting? 'Cause I don't know.
Well, listen, when it's inappropriate, it comes down.
Yeah,
I police all of the young people's social medias because I can.
Ruby gotta look, because first of all, I allow TikTok. He's not supposed to have no social media until he's like 16, right? So judge me and then judge your mom, okay? Judge me and then judge your mother, all right?
Went under one of my inappropriate TikToks and was like, "Hi, mommy," and I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. So, but I let him do the TikTok, right? I had let him do the TikTok, and somebody was asking him about the TikTok and was like, "Yo, how you do with your followers?" Because I guess he had 0 then 2,000. And he was like, oh, you just got to post every day. And, when I feel like posting, I just, I post and save videos for the days I don't feel like posting. And, it just goes up for me. I turned around, I said, what you got with your dad go TikTok? Let me see. He was like, but I didn't really feel the need because I knew this one over here polices that anyway. So I was like, well, whatever you got going on is not me, it's not my duty. Auntie over there. Listen.
I feel like all the kids know TikTok better.
Yes.
I'm on IG. The effects and stuff.
I'm still just on Facebook.
Putting makeup on, changing the color of her hair.
They do. He be doing that stuff.
I think it's a generational
transition.
Yeah,
it's a generational. I can't even say that, but because I know a couple of my friends who are on TikTok that are like really doing the TikTok thing. I have not hopped on the TikTok train yet. I don't even have one. Like I said, I'm there to monitor the young ones that I need to be paying attention to.
I don't even have one. He be like, come go do a TikTok. He know I always want to dance, so he be like, come go do a TikTok. I just do my moves, and then that's it. That's all I know about TikTok. You just, but like I said, I just do not realize it's happening because I went from taking care of him or passing him off to you, right? And that's probably why I don't realize it's happening. And then it's happening. So it's not like I'm like, no, I'm just like, oh, you could do this by yourself, Oh, okay. I guess it's your age. Like, I don't know what the age, thing is right now. For babies, but it's amazing. Him staying, who's going to stay home with you, right? He was looking at me like, by myself. I'm like, you want to stay home by yourself for all them hours? 2 hours. What? And he's like, looking at me, and I'm just like, yeah.
Give the boy some slack.
That's what she did for, because I just be like,
I'm here to, I really do feel like my role is to be like the mediator between the parents and their children.
Because he'll call you.
He calls me. My other nieces and that, I was in, where was I? I was in Georgia the other day. And one of my nieces called me like, you need to go talk to your sister. And I'm just like, okay, when I get to Philly, I will talk to my sister.
I got a couple of phone calls. Rose.
And you know what? Like I said earlier, I definitely feel honored that y'all trust me because I don't know what I'm doing half the time.
Not especially when it comes to the music, because he come home and be like,
listen, I remember I was in the car and Rose really checked me. She's like, Bernice, whatever music you listen to when you by yourself,
don't.
It's cool, but please don't be listening to that music with my son in the car.
Every having all types of stuff, and
it's so crazy because the first time when we went to Georgia last year for Dahana's birthday was the first time I hung out with Daniel. Actually hung out with Daniel. Daniel's 16, child.
Oh my God. There you go.
We got in the car.
That's why you need to be like,
oh, Auntie. I'm working on it. So we were there for Easter, I think it was. It was some thing we were there for, and we went to church. We were going to church, and we all got in the car, and we're driving to the after event church, and he couldn't get in the car with. They picked somebody up, so he ended up getting in the car that I was in. So I was in Auntie's Benz. If you ain't never drive that Benz Jeep, it makes me want to get one. So we're in there and I'm blasting my music. I think I was listening to Lil Baby or Lil Durk or something like that, right? So I'm blasting and I'm rapping, I'm driving. It was nice. So sunroof open, we vibing. He like, Auntie, you know this song? I'm like,
yes.
Ever since that day, so I came the night before. So the next day, everything was going on. From that point forward, he was downstairs. We were laughing. We were cracking jokes. And I remember my aunt was like, they've been here for a week and a half. This boy ain't never leave the room upstairs unless he was eating. And he would only eat when nobody else was downstairs. Since you got here, you done got this boy to come out of the room. He's hanging out with everybody. I was like, because y'all need to meet them. Y'all got to meet these kids where they at.
You're their confidant.
Yeah, not even that. You just have to meet them where they are, and don't make them feel like I can't talk to you. Once you start, like, I'll check them in love, but we gonna laugh about it, and I'm a school them at the same time, because I've been there. I know what you're doing. I did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna show you how to do it even better. You know, let's help you not get caught by your parents. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brothers and sisters.
Listen,
They got it from me probably.
They did get it from you, and that's the thing.
You have to meet them where they are. Like, I know we Haitian. We couldn't talk about nothing with our parents. Like, I had the sex, drugs, and alcohol conversation with my dad when I was 21. I was in California doing an exchange program, and it was like the day after my 21st birthday. He called me on some like one. I'm like, Dad, I've done all three. Like, what are you? You're late. Like, you are super late to this conversation. So I know what it's like to be 13, 14, whatever, and not being able to have somebody to really talk to about that.
Right.
So yeah, I'm gonna check them when I see that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, but I'm also giving them grace to understand that they're growing.
Right.
They're learning. They will mature, and when I see them veering off the road, my role is to help guide them in fun. I ain't your mama. I ain't gonna snitch on you. They all know that.
Josiah don't have that issue with me. That's how I know. He be like, cause he don't know no better, because we talk, right? He be like, Auntie, so he don't even know he be getting you in trouble, cause he's like, da da da. I'm like, cool.
I can't get in trouble. I'm wrong.
I'm like, cool.
What you gonna do? You gonna tell me that I can't hang out with my nephew no more?
No, we would not do that. But I mean, I do get Bernice.
I do take when my nieces, well, not my nieces, when my sisters, my siblings make a suggestion, because that's what I take it as. When they make a suggestion as to how they want me to operate with their children, I'll take it into consideration and modify accordingly. Like, I might not.
If you feel like it.
Exactly.
There's a lot of time. I know, like, she'll be like, I'm not doing that. No, you can't tell me. You can't.
One of the greatest things about Bernice, though, she's always honest about it.
She be like, I'm not doing that.
Okay, and then your kids come home and this, and this.
Yeah, and then she'll be like, well, then don't let him stay with me then.
Exactly.
Cause she know, and then I'll be looking at her like, you lying.
That is the alternative.
Don't let him stay with me then.
So, like, I was like,
if I can't pop your kids, don't leave them with me.
I mean, yeah, that's given.
I will pluck the mess out of your child, because kids touch too much.
Yes.
I mean, for the most part, we kind of have like the same standard, right? We kind of have the same style. I'm probably just a little bit more overbearing, like I'm overbearing.
A little bit?
What do you mean? It's just a little bit, because I don't want, no crazy stuff happening to that's the only one I got. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? He the only, like I always tell people, you could judge me because that's the only one I got, and you can't replace him.
Right.
Okay, you can't. So I am, and I think I got it from my mom, because we was talking about this the other day, and we was talking about like how she didn't like when we went to the park, because she didn't want us to scrape, or she said, well, that is me, and anybody that wants to, say something, oh, well, I'm an overbearing parent, and she's okay with that, okay? She's okay. And I am, because I remember someone told me, was like, oh, sometimes I'm just scared to say or do things to your child or whatever, and she thought that she was offending me when she said that. I took it as a great. Awesome. So not to lie to my child. You know what I'm saying? She was like, you don't want to be like that, because then people are going to be scared to, kind of, yes. See, because now you're careful. Right? So, I mean, she thought she was probably like trying to pep talk me to kind of loosen up on certain things. And I will. Like, if she called me, she'd be like, Rose, that's too much. You're doing too much. That's what I usually hear, right? You're doing too much and whatever. And I'll be like, well, this and that. And sometimes she'd be like, oh, okay, he didn't tell me that part. And then this other time, you're still doing
Still
too
doing
much.
too much.
And then I'll be like, all right, but like,
and that's I feel like that's why I've been blessed with you guys because I can tell y'all, and y'all will receive it in a way that will be beneficial to y'all relationships.
Right. Because listen, I call her playing. So I was like, am I tripping?
yeah.
Because this little boy just da-da-da-da-da-da.
You tripping?
She be like, you tripping? Okay. Just
Yeah.
make sure.
Yes, she got that. Yes, I've called her a couple of times. Like, all right, tell me if I'm wrong,
Yes,
right?
you're right.
Like, and y'all know. I mean, I ain't even tell you nothing yet. She was like, if you coming to me, Rose, and you saying this, and I'm like, but look, you didn't even hear like what it was. She was like, you're wrong, and I'm like, but you didn't.
Me, you already know you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like, if you called me, like you already know. You're just trying to convince me to be on your side.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I don't even pick sides. It's just what's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. And sometimes as parents, I feel like because y'all parents, y'all have that veil, that little thing over your eyes that y'all can't, see that. Yo, you was doing that same thing, and me and Mom talk about this with Daddy.
Cause I'm like a mom. I've been like, look, I've been there.
Daddy. Daddy always trying to my dad
he never did none.
Like he never did anything, and then I sit around and listen to his siblings talk, and I be like,
oh, okay, this is how we do it.
And I have an aunt who she's like me. She's the way I am with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
She's very direct. She will go to the other siblings and fight on your behalf or check the parent because they tripping or whatever. And she always be like, I'll always be having to talk to your dad because sometimes, but that's your dad. And I think because me and her are so close, like I get it from her and I understand it, and that's how that's how I deal, with y'all. Because I mean, your babies are still coming up.
They are.
They are still coming up. Yours
My baby's still coming up too.
So smart,
Your baby talks like this.
Oh my gosh.
I'll never forget. I was on the phone with Rose. And he comes on the phone. I can't even do his voice, but it's so deep.
Hello.
Hey, Auntie.
I'm like, who is that?
No, so he called me on WhatsApp one day. He was like, hey, Auntie. I was like, hello?
Who is this?
Yes.
He's like, Josiah. I said, oh.
Josiah. I'm like,
But y'all ain't see that coming, did y'all?
No.
Y'all just one day y'all heard hello, and the next thing you hear hello. Like that's my thing. Like one day, I'm doing this for you, and the next day you're like, I got this, and it's just like, when did
Yeah, Ruby and Sire are very independent now.
Right, very,
They
very.
They wash their dishes.
That's like amazing,
They clean their rooms. They'll be like, Mommy, do you need anything?
Now he could listen to your music. Like before he couldn't, but now he can. At least I will allow that. Like
I will ask me what the name of the song is. I'll be like,
we're not even they still shouldn't be listening to.
I know
that's the thing. Like I tried to keep it clean, but their father listens to any and everything,
Right.
and he blasts it in his car.
Right.
So they'll come to my house and be like, Mommy, can I listen to Little Baby da 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 da? Or TMC Hellcat. And I'm like,
you know who he was listening. You know who he was listening to. I was like, nah, Lil Nas.
Oh my gosh.
I said, we not. I have.
One time and I was like, nope.
I have tolerance for certain, secular music because, and me, I do sneaky preaching because I listen to his type of music, I listen to his type of music. But first of all, it came with the, we were actually at the airport. We were going to Africa. And I seen something about the blood shoes. So I was curious about who he was. So I went to look at him. I went to look up, but we're in the line, and then he goes, "Mom, what you know about?" I said, "I don't know what you know." You better not be listening to him. And he was like, look at his playlist. I was like, we're not doing him.
So here's the thing, right? Listen, y'all have to leave room for these kids. Because they're going to listen to it.
You can set boundaries.
They're going to do it. You can set boundaries, bros.
All day long, but they're
Hold on.
bro.
This is the thing. Me, I don't expect him to listen to me. I expect him to make his own decisions according to what I have taught him. You understand? I never, because that's the biggest mistake a parent could do, is want him to just be like, do what I say. So I help him make the right decisions, right? So we're going to listen to the lyrics. So that's one thing that we do a lot of, right? Oh, you like this song? Nice beat. Let's listen to the lyrics. Let's see what this person is saying. Now, after you hear the lyrics, doesn't even make sense, first of all, because you're not going to dumb yourself down and I'm giving you room, okay? You going to have room, but you're going to have intellectual room, okay? And then you get to choose if this is the message you want to put into your spirit or not. Half of the time, he's like, because he didn't even know what they talking about, right? And then now he know what they talking about. It's like, and you still got that, you still make your own choice of what it is, but I'm there to help guide you to make that choice. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I can't tell you don't do this and don't do that.
Right. That's where I'm
Yeah. I mean, I got to deal with my children. You know that.
Yeah, you can't just be like, don't do this.
No.
I know, listen.
I got to deal with my kids anyway, and y'all think it's going to work.
I was doing a whole lot I had no business doing because they told me not to do it.
Yeah, but I have stories. So I could be like, I did this. This is what happened. I'm not saying it's going to happen to you, but it's possibilities. Like, don't learn the hard way. I've come to the point where I don't have to learn the hard way. So I tell him, don't learn the hard. So I'm very, very, open. Like, I'm very, very open in just what I do with you. I'm still messing up. Like I was telling him, like, I understand you don't know about life. I know about life up until this age.
Right.
I don't know nothing else. I'm just like you. We both
learning.
We're both growing. Yeah, we're both growing. I know when I was younger, I thought my parents just had it all together. I thought that they just knew. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so half of the time, I be like, son, I have no clue what I'm doing right now. Like, you still breathing. That's all I know at this point in time. Right. So that's the thing. So I don't, be like, don't do this or whatever the case would be. But we got to make the conscious decisions that's going to lead you to being wholesome and successful and just mentally whole in all areas. Because I didn't know how to do that. I'm just learning this. Right. And now that I'm just learning certain things, now I give you an upper hand in having that education, right? And then you have your auntie. I look, I don't know. I think I say call your auntie almost every day. Did you call your auntie? Because why are you coming to me with that's conversations for you and your aunt? Seriously, I don't have to deal with that right now. You better call your auntie. Don't I? Yeah. I told him to call. Did he call you? Oh, you call your nephew. Like, because there's certain things that even if I'm giving him the rights, I'm still mom.
Right.
But if his auntie give him that whatever perspective that he needs to get, is going to be received on a different level.
Right.
You know?
I don't know what it is about that, but
they feel like more comfortable.
Yeah. They're the best.
Yeah, so
it's that one thing that, yes, we could be their confidant as well, but aunties, they really run to when
it's a different level.
They come to us, and that is the greatest part about Auntie Brittany.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
And I'm here for that. I talk to all of my nieces and nephews about everything. Like, they can come to me. We will always have those conversations, and my door is always open to them. And I give it to them real. I give it to them raw. I tell them all the good stuff I did, the bad stuff I did, the in-between stuff, the stuff I ain't get caught for. The stuff I ain't get caught doing.
I'm my mother's child. We get caught. She be like, if you're my child, you will get caught. That's what she said. Cause she said she never did anything and didn't get caught. She said she always got caught. I
got a little bit of my daddy in me.
Yeah, cause y'all.
I look like the man. I got a little bit
be getting caught. That's why I don't even do so. That's why sometimes I'll be corny, cause I just be like, as the consequences. So.
And I definitely, I appreciate you ladies for coming on today and having this sister conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you for having us.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for
And,
being auntie.
You can find us at the Auntie Chronicles Inc. on Instagram and Facebook. You want to give out your social?
I don't remember my social. I'm not gonna hold you.
It'll be tagged. It's gonna be tagged on here. I'm
Yeah.
gonna send it. It's gonna be tagged on here. She is a Herbalife distributor, so hit her up to get your shakes and everything else that your teas and stuff. They're good as heck. She definitely helped me drop some pounds when I was consistent, but I started doing some traveling and it got all over the place. She don't be on social media.
I do.
I sent
Every
her
once in a while.
I sent her DMs and she don't check them things for like 4 or 5 days.
Listen.
So we not.
Yeah, you look. Let me tell you something. If I ain't making money off of that post, all right. But I mean, you shout me out because you know.
We'll tag her.
Yes.
What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is rkiersey, but I mean, my name is so unique, so it's Rose Kiersey.
Mm-hmm.
And
we'll tag her too.
Yeah.
Why don't y'all know y'all socials?
What do you mean? I do know mine because I do like all my things is Rose Kiersey.
Okay,
so it's Facebook Rose Kiersey. The only thing is and it's me, Rose Kiersey, but I can't get into that one, so I had to do like R Kiersey. And then YouTube, everything, Rose Kiersey, ROSECURSY. You know, so contact me. You know, I gotta put my own plug, like, cause I do business consulting. I do like everything business. I is everything business. Yeah. Help you get your whole life. You gotta start a business. You want to close a business. Nonprofit organizations. You know, you want to learn English. Okay, Astonishing Yahweh Academy. So come on, don't we just be like, I don't know my socials. I do know my socials, cause they be hitting me up. We acting like I don't be on there like for personal like really stuff. I'm not good with that. I'm like you know your text messages.
On my personal, cause
yeah.
It's not business. I'm not on my social media at all anymore. That's why I can't think of my Instagram.
Right.
Well, she got an excuse because we got Bean.
Yes.
We got Bean brewing in the belly right now, and she got mommy.
I might be a real auntie to that one. We'll see.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll catch you on the next episode of the Auntie Chronicles. Peace out.
Bye.
Auntie.